Support printing Qur'ans for non-Muslims. Just £1 per copy. Contribute now for endless rewards. Link in the description. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Ben Shapiro is being used as the poster child or poster man or poster attempt of a man.
I'm a woman!
He is being used as the higher up marketing guy for Israel. He is there to cajole the conservative right wing of America to come on side and soften their stance against Israel. But they have seen him to be hypocritical when it comes to selecting between conservative right wing American issues and, on the other hand, pushing forward the pro-Israeli narrative at the expense of America first. Nevertheless, when he is not debating college students and kids, he folds under pressure when it comes to even his own staff. Candace Owens has been absolutely smashing him since she left his Daily Wire network or group. And even Matt Walsh, you can see him pushing back when it comes to this. Is it really patriotic as an American to support other countries?
Ben Shapiro and CEO Jeremy Boring quickly interrupted him and shut down the conversation. Take a look.
This idea that it is your patriotic duty to have this particular feeling about another country, no matter what the other country is. I don't care what country it is. So that goes too far on that side of it. And I think they're kind of reacting. It's kind of what you're saying.
Yep.
They're reacting to that.
And here he met an elderly lady who gave him what for?
How does it feel for you to poison the American public?
Oof. She says, how does it feel to be the poison the American public?
And what you've been perpetuating racism, white supremacy, and the genocide that is being carried out on the Palestinian people.
And how does it feel to stand for Hamas?
Oh, so she has come with a very legitimate case. She's not necessarily talking just about Israel and Palestine. This guy can only understand one thing, and that's Hamas. Let's break down this Hamas threat of his in three very simple points. The first one being Israel funded Hamas to counter a secular party of Yasser Arafat, known as the PLO. This was said by Ron Paul in his Congress speech and Colonel David Hasham in 1980 in Gaza. And Brigadier General Yitzhak Segev admitted this strategy and told the New York Times that he was given a budget to do this. If that's not it, Avner Cohen, who is the former Israeli government advisor, said, and I quote, "Hamas, to my great regret, is Israel's creation." And let's not forget what Benjamin Netanyahu said: anyone who wants to thwart the establishment of a Palestinian state has to support. Support? Bolstering, lifting up Hamas and transferring money to Hamas. Ooh. And he said this to the Likud party's Knesset members in March 2019. And he finished by saying, this is part of our strategy.
Does that feel good to you? Do you feel good standing in solidarity with a terrorist group that has murdered 1,000?
I can say the same about the Israeli government. I can say the same about the Israeli senior officials. I can say the same about Israel's current mandate.
I feel very good standing in solidarity with Palestine.
Oh, so he then talks about the killing of 1,200 Jews. Look, the killing of anyone, anywhere, as long as they are innocent, is abhorrent and it's wrong. Of course. But will you now reciprocate this when it comes to your very own October 7th? Because just last week, Haaretz has admitted what we've been talking about, the Hannibal Directive, which is Israel actively shooting its own people just so they won't be taken as hostage and used as leverage against them. Oh yes indeed, Haaretz, your very own newspaper has admitted this, and there are countless witness testimonies from your own news channels. Yes, the 12 news channel. And not to mention what happened only yet a few days ago, where Lancet, that is a prestigious medical journal, peer-reviewed might I add, it estimated the death toll in Gaza to be not 30 or 40,000 like we're hearing, but 186,000. Now, this isn't some Tom, Dick or Harry. This is a very prestigious medical journal, to such a degree that even when this was posited to a US spokesperson, they did not reject this.
Are you aware of the Lancet group report? It's a medical magazine, a British medical magazine, that estimated the deaths as a result of the war in Gaza to be 186,000.
I've seen the report, and I will just say whatever the number of civilians that have actually died as a result of this conflict, we know that it's far too many.
So, do you feel good in standing in solidarity with war criminals? Oh yes, you know, the ICJ that said there's a plausible genocide taking place, and not to mention Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur, who said there are reasonable grounds that Israel is committing genocide.
Million people who have been murdered by Israel by U.S. paid tax dollars and bonds, and you have continued to spew hate.
Hamas should not start a war on behalf of
Hamas should not have started a war. What are you banging on about? Yeah, because even if we look before October 7th, the Sabra and Shatila massacre that took place before October 7th, that had a significant 3 times more the death toll than October the 7th. Yes, 3,500 people were killed, and they were only women and children, and all of this took place in 5 hours. And not to mention that the year October 7th took place, 450 Palestinians were killed, making it the deadliest year since 2005. And this is according to Doctors Without Borders. So don't give us this old, boring, drawn out, inaccurate, ignoramus argument. We're sick and tired of hearing it, Ben.
Citizens and then shoot its own citizens, and you stand for it, makes you a disgrace
The
to
people
human
in
dignity
Palestine
and
have been
human rights.
occupied for
He makes a couple of boring arguments that I've refuted, and this woman, it's good that she stood her ground. He's just said crap, boring, ignorant crap, and he's just walked off. Look at him, tail between his legs. Look at him, like the hunchback of Notre Dame.
75 years. And the blood is on the hands of every person in this Congress and every person who watches your propaganda of hate, white supremacy.
She's smashing it, mate. Let's be honest. And he stopped over there from a distance because he now feels safe from this old woman. Let's see what wisdom he will now bestow amongst us. Surely he'll be giving us some facts now that he's had some time to reflect on this. Like, oh damn, this person has an IQ of more than 1. I'm actually going to have to use some proper argumentation here.
Racism. You have been poisoning the American public.
He said some nonsense and that's the end of it. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about, frankly, yeah? Off you pop, Ben.